What's up? I'm Ayla.
Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a boys love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. It's Sunday, Series Sunday, the day of the week where we talk all about one series and one series only, chock full of spoilers. So, if you have not watched the series, what are you doing with your life?
Truly. We'll get into that, but today...
What? The couch is
more
crowded.
If you're watching us on the YouTubes...
Yes.
Instead of just listening in your car, which we did get a lot of feedback that a lot of people do listen in the car. But then a lot of people did say, but then I go back to like see your faces. So if you're watching, you will see that there are not just two of us, there are three of us here today. Because
Nung song sam.
Samcon for my advanced Thai speakers. Yes, thank you. Today we are joined by our BL bestie, Robbie.
Hi.
Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Hey, it's Robbie. Do you want me to do like all the handles and stuff too?
Oh,
No.
you do what you want. We don't make cuts during Series Sunday, so this is included.
Oh, this is so great. Okay, we're done.
I'm gonna give you a hot tip too.
Yeah.
Don't look at yourself in the monitor.
That's very difficult.
You can look at us. It's gonna be a little weird because like we're in a line.
This is my hot tip. My hot tip. Don't look at the monitor.
You know what? I'm gonna.
You don't care about the monitor.
Okay.
We don't care about the monitor.
No.
Monitor doesn't exist.
Okay.
We're here for a good time.
Yes.
What
show are we talking about today, you guys?
We're talking about Bed
Bed
Friends.
Friends.
Y'all, I have been waiting years for this show. I have been following...
Multiple years?
Yes.
They announced it 2 years ago?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it
Oh my
was 2021
God.
only because I made a TikTok.
Because COVID.
Yeah.
Because,
It was
like,
during COVID.
I want to say they announced it in like 2020. Maybe 2021.
I was like, damn,
2021.
not 3 years ago.
No, I think it was
not before you
2021.
even started watching BL. You're like, before I even started watching BL, I was anticipating this BL.
True.
No.
I felt it in my bones.
You knew it was coming.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 2021.
Right, because
Yeah.
it literally the only teaser we got was them in that like just Whitehall and Net and James are walking and then Net like pins him against the wall and that's it. That's all we got.
Oh.
And then they like started doing Net James content, which
Right.
was very cute and fun. And that's how I really got into Net James. And I was like, I need them in a show because their dynamic is very similar to King, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, super amazing. Okay, we're going to get into the show, but before we do, of course, nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts. It's 10 episodes, which praise be.
At least it wasn't 8.
Oh my gosh. When we found out that it was supposed to be only 8 episodes
Rude.
and like knowing where it would have ended with them having that little conversation on the bridge, it was like, oh my God. There was so much more that like we had to reveal.
And we all obviously needed up 10.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. You can watch it on YouTube or if you like the spice, if you like a little more oomph, if you a little more kitty cat.
You can watch it on iQIYI.
Yes.
But I will say, when we first started watching this, we watched it on YouTube because
we watched it on YouTube, and then I would then proceed to watch it on iQIYI.
And then I felt like it was a safe enough space that I was like, I can start watching this on iQIYI. Like, I made the declaration one day. I was like, I think I'm going to start watching Bed Friends on iQIYI.
I was so proud.
I was like, I think I'm going to start watching Uncut. I know, thank you, girl. We stand growth.
I know.
We stand growth. Yes, listen, I had my like metamorphosis. And so like
your whore awakening?
No, I'll remember it. It's fine. I made a TikTok with the sound. That's where I got that. I am not the originator of metamorphosis.
Okay.
But during Big Dragon, right? Because I like really persevered for Moss and Bank. Like I really pushed myself to the limit.
Anything for Moss and Bank.
Right. And so I was like, okay, this is safe. I can watch this on iQIYI. And I remember though, like at least for like the first half of the show, the only difference is there's just like a little more like it's not that much more uncut.
There's a little more licking.
There's a little more licking.
Yeah, I
like that's pretty much all you get.
For me, it was like I called Ayla. I was like, what series should I start? And he was like,
Bed Friends.
Bed Friends immediately. And I think this was Monday.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I plan it correctly, it's 2 episodes a day.
Yeah.
And then it worked out perfectly. But I said, where's it on? She's like, YouTube. And Ichi?
Yeah, I was like,
Ichi.
Ichi, and I was like, okay, I didn't even bother you two because everyone knows me. I need the spice.
The spice.
I don't need the cutscene, so I went.
So yeah,
immediately.
listen, if you don't have that Ichi sub,
You're missing out.
you're missing out,
Yeah.
but
There's
you're
so much
only
good stuff.
missing a little bit of licking, so it's fine.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're fine watching on YouTube. You're fine.
It's from Mandy Work, which is the production studio under Dumundi, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Which, is the studio that gave us Cutie Pie,
Yes.
the classic Why Are You?
And Why Are You?
Yeah.
And then this will be a spinoff. It's a spinoff connected to Middleman's Love.
Wait,
Yeah.
so no, this isn't the spinoff. Middleman's Love is the spinoff. Because Middleman's Love is spinning off of.
Right. I think
Bad
because they
Friends.
switched the order, because I think we were originally supposed to get Middleman's Love first.
Right, but then that had a recasting.
Yes.
So that's not the show we're here to talk about today.
Okay, it stars as the beautiful, the ethereal. Like, I cannot describe this person in I don't have the words to tell you how beautiful and wonderful James is. He's
James.
perfect. And then as King, we have the boy who emotes with his eyes like no other. Net.
Okay, listen. Yes, Net is perfect and wonderful. I would say he's in
not-
my top 3
he's
emote
not
with eyes.
sad,
He's not sad. I was
but-
like, as soon as you said that, I was like, whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
He's wonderful. He's in my probably like top 3 eye actors,
Yeah.
but he's no Sia still.
It's true.
I'm a ride or die bitch. I like
Yeah, no. He
Okay.
definitely surpassed it
Let's
for me.
do the synopsis.
synopsis time. Ea is a very private person who has a strong dislike of Casanovas, while King is one.
Yeah.
King and Ea work in the same office and are both best friends with Jade. They don't like each other, but then, for some reason, begin to have a particular relation. It's in quotes. It's in like air quotes on the thing.
I mean, where do you even begin?
I mean, okay, I do have a question about this. So in the synopsis, it says like they both don't like each other. For me, I thought it was pretty clear that King
King
had a
has been-
long-standing crush on him, right? Like,
Absolutely, from college, from
Yeah.
like that beginning, he's been like, in
Yeah.
love with him
Love at
beyond
first sight. There's that
1,000%.
moment when he's like driving by him in the car and he's like, I'm gonna marry that bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like
It was-
King,
yeah.
because that's one thing that I do wish we did get, and maybe if we'd had 12 eps of this, like we would have. Of, like,
more pre.
King, I wanted like college flashbacks. Like I want to know when exactly King decided he liked Like what was it?
I mean,
I
that
think
bitch vibes, beautiful.
I know, I think it was, like,
But I
love
want to
at
know,
first
like,
sight.
in college, like, when
Yeah.
they met, like, where was it? What were they? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I get it. I understand it. But I just want more.
like more depth, like more
because I love
content
these
to that.
characters so much in this show so much that I was like, I want to know everything about them. I want to know what vegetable they hated when they were a kid. I want to know,
Do
like,
they eat vegetables?
I was
I'm
like,
just kidding.
True.
I mean,
True.
they're Thai boys. So,
Maybe
true.
not.
yeah.
I know the same thing with I don't feel like disliked King. I think he disliked who King represented, and therefore once I got to know King beyond his like playboy image, I think he trusted him. Like once he got to know him, he understood, because when they make that first contract where he's like, can you do this? Like, I don't necessarily think he's gonna like hook up with someone he hates. I think he's like, we're just gonna do this thing. And then once he realized like, oh, maybe he can be serious and be real, then but I don't think he necessarily hated King. I think he hated the like playboy persona that King seemed to be throughout their like college.
But
And then
isn't that
I would
what he
argue that
was?
means he hates
him.
him.
Yeah, no,
Because
I'm on,
you're
yeah.
saying like he hated him until he knew
Knew
him
him,
better,
yeah.
and so he did
Right.
hate him
Yeah,
because he hated what he knew about
yeah.
him.
right.
Yeah.
Right, so like he
Right.
hated his personality, and also like to be fair to like because it comes up like a few, like Jade makes mention of it, like
Mhm.
King was that person. That is King's
Right,
personality,
yeah.
and so it's not what he represented; it's like who he was. Like that's what he did.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? He wasn't like representing
That was-
the group. It genuinely was him.
Yeah,
boy.
because even that flashback in the beginning at the bar when Ua's at like sitting there,
Right.
he's like, "Ooh," so he just from the beginning that was him. He was like he wanted to have fun from
Yeah.
boy
Yeah,
to
yeah.
boy. So valid.
Yeah.
I do think it was love at first sight, because I think King was like into and then once he realized like I wasn't gonna give
Yeah.
him the time of day, I think he was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna like do my thing.
Well, it's his own fault, right? Because like if he knew, and he did know the whole time that at least like in the show, they make it seem as though he knew the whole time that hates playboys.
Yeah.
That hates that kind of behavior.
Right.
And so like during their whole, when they're just bed friends, and he's like kind of like King is starting to warm him up to the idea of like being real boyfriends.
Right.
Yeah.
He keeps being like, I can change for you. I can change for you. Right. Like that conversation in the stairwell that's like heartbreaking. Where like, he's like, but I won't be, he's like, for you, I will be this or that. But it's like, you kind of did this to yourself, my guy, by like behaving that way, right? Like if you're so in love with and you want to be this person that wants to date, why behave the way that you know hates?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love the dynamic between these two. The chemistry is 10 out of 10.
Super.
Yeah.
I liked the way they initiated the bed friend of it all, because the whole moment where they're sitting in the car from the trailer, I loved that moment. And then they go to the building and he's like, should we try to do this? And then he blows on the window.
Yeah.
The trial window.
Oh, that scene is iconic.
It's so good.
Yeah, the try on the window. My God.
The steam on the window just led to more steam. I was here for it. I was like,
True.
okay.
I mean, they did not hold back. Like, truly, this was like Big Dragon level. And, like, this might be a hot take. This might be controversial. Maybe we're canceled now.
No, I love it.
No.
Okay, wait. Let's hear it.
Remember how, like, in the beginning, everyone was, like, super fucking heated about, like, Big Dragon and, like, he was drunk or, like, even though there were no drugs and we all knew this, right? Like, because it was very obvious if you watched the first episode that, like, JJ messed it up.
Yeah.
But they were like, but he was drunk and no. Like, this Bed Friends actually follows the Big Dragon formula. Like, it follows the exact, like,
and
development.
This is another thing that we've talked about before too, where the idea if the drunk person is the aggressor,
Initiator.
does it make it better?
Things?
Like if you as the drunk person, you know, a la Kin Porsche, where he's like,
right, the same opposite argument happened for Kim Porsche, right? Like everybody got heated over Big Dragon, but like for Kim Porsche, they were like, this is fine.
Yeah, he's like, I need to.
Even though my argument is that was way worse.
Oh yeah, it was 1,000 times worse.
1,000%. As a person who
Robbie, tell us what is your thought?
See, okay, level of drunkenness. We have to take that in consideration. Based on personal experience, don't come for me.
I mean, he's conscious.
He's
so, like,
conscious,
that's
and
helpful.
he's clearly, like, he wasn't, like, at the point of abbreviation where he's gonna forgot who he was.
When he was the
everything.
aggressor.
Yeah, and he was the aggressor. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've had my drunken moments where I've initiated, and it's happened.
Or maybe not aggressor, initiator. Aggressors are really intense.
I would say initiator, 1,000%.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't. We all knew he was drunk. It was obvious he was drunk,
right.
But not to the point of like complete like
blackout.
Right.
So because we all talk about this. We go back and forth like, but you know, sometimes this is gonna sound bad. Drunk sex is great sex. So he wasn't at that point where it wasn't gonna be something where he didn't remember. Hence, the morning after he remembered
everything,
but he regretted it. But he remembered.
But he didn't. Did he regret it though? He didn't really regret it. He was just like, I can't believe I hooked up with him.
This is the thing where I go back where, yes, I felt like, I hated him, but he also found him attractive,
into him, right? Like
and was into him.
Right. So he was finally getting his.
This is where the whole thing where the drunk feel, like, truth comes out when you're drunk. Yeah. This is where he was like, I was drunk, so he had more of that willpower, like, I want to bang this guy, he's hot. And that's why he was like, crap, I did it. I had that, you know.
That first,
I agree.
That's where I think. So I don't think in this case it was something bad. Like it wasn't something where someone was taking advantage. Anything. The little tipsy one kind of took advantage of King.
The same question can be asked for History Make Our Days Count during that flu scene.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what did he, like...
Oh, he was sick. He had, like, a fever.
He had a fever, and he was, like, out of it.
I think he's having, like, a fever dream or something, and he, like,
Right? And so it's, like, he was the one that was, like, not all... Like, he didn't have his full wits about it.
Uh-huh.
But he was the initiator, and so that's the question. I mean, and I think it's a valid question of, like...
What exactly? I mean, Cutie Pie did address that in the special episodes where Leon and Kia are about to hook up, and Leon's like, no, you're drunk. Like, he was initiating it, and Leon was like, I want you to enjoy everything I'm going to do to you. So, like, let's wait. So, like, that has been addressed in shows before, but, I mean, yeah.
Not to get hate, but, like, I really don't remember that Z's character was named.
Leon.
Yeah.
Leon.
I think it's
such a weird name.
I think it is the responsibility of the sober person to know the level of drunk, and if it's too much, then you stop it. I think in this case, everything was consensual.
It was like Lian.
Oh, Leon.
Leon. I'm pronouncing it very American.
You said Liam, huh?
Leon. Like, I was thinking like Leon Pop. Like, I was like, Leon.
I know. When you
Leon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leanne, maybe.
Leon.
Yeah.
It's the emphasis. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now I was like, what the hell?
When I was pronouncing it was very strange.
What the hell?
Every spicy scene in this show was so theatrical, which I loved for Net James. That first scene where he like flies to mount him it's just so funny because it's a show about friends with benefits. Right. So you're either gonna have like aggressively spicy, or you want to make it just over the top, right? And
I will say
I thought it was funny.
I think they were really, again, I think they did a good job with the spice. I liked the spice in the show.
It wasn't too much. It was like a good amount.
Yeah, like it wasn't, I mean, the music was at times aggressive, but it wasn't over the top. Like, it was spicy, but it wasn't over the top. And like, I think that, for example, like they didn't show too much, but they showed what they needed to. Yeah. So like, especially if we go to like Ep 10, right? If we're jumping to like the spice in Ep 10, it like, you don't even see anything. No. You don't even get like barely a kiss, right? Well, no, there's a lot of tongue actually. Now in the hot tub, there's a lot. It like licks him.
Zenunu walked so that Ned James could run.
Yeah, and they ran, baby.
They don't show you. Not in the same way that, like, for example, like Kin Porsche at times I felt was over the top. But like they don't show you. They really don't show you anything.
No, they don't. Other than the licking, the nips.
There's the licking.
Maybe some leg action, but nothing crazy.
There's no humping.
There was no like. You never saw any genitals. Which is
but you also never saw the actual, like, they didn't try and make you think you were watching the act, right? Like, how in Kin Porsche, they, like, watch it, like, you see it during. Yeah. And, like, in, like Love in the Air, right? Like, you see it during.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of foreplay.
Which, again, I don't think is always bad. I don't think showing the during is bad. Like, I'm big on the Love in the Air right now. Like, so I'm, like, it's fine. But I feel like they were really, really smart with the way they did the spice because they showed you where, like, you felt like you were, like, we were watching Ep 10 today, and I was like, you know those tweets when people are like, just watch porn? Yeah. I was like, that's this. Yeah. Like, honestly, when he's, like, laying down with his leg popped in the white on the yacht drinking the wine, I was like, and the porn music starts in.
I said, this is literally, like, my gay dream. Like, I want to be him.
But honestly, if you think about it, this takes it to like right before the porn would start. So potentially this is like a conscious choice on the production team because this is very a la like Why Are You and Cutie Pie and now Bedfriend, where they don't show you the like actual act. They show you the tension and the leading up to it. And so like, I guess like for the argument of like, if you want to watch two men have sex, like go watch porn. Yeah. And this is just like the tension. It's the theatrics before the like thing that happens. And like, if you're a normal person, I'm assuming like limited amount of time, not like 20, 30 minutes.
I think with this series, it was so good because it gave you the spice, but it also gave you emotional trauma every episode.
Oh my God.
I felt like every episode
and immediately following the spice. Yeah. It was always immediately following the spice.
Yes, let's talk about oh my God.
Okay, first of all, AI can do anything he wants. Like, I remember I was watching this and I was like, he's going to make some bad decisions with King and I'm going to be annoyed with him because, like, he's not going to accept him in his heart, even though King is a pure soul. And I was like, but it's okay. AI could do it. AI could, like, run over a puppy and then slap a child in the face and I'd be like, leave him alone. He's going through something.
Okay, but why am I low-key okay with that too right now?
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the sweet child had some childhood trauma. Were like, what are
all the childhood trauma?
What are all the traumas you could possibly?
What is all of the kind of abuse you can have? He gets all of it. Like
literally.
And it's horrifying.
And it's not even just a child. It's literally as he's growing up. It's like nonstop.
It's honestly horrifying.
His mother
in every setting too.
The worst mother of all time.
I call her the Thai mommy dearest. Absolutely. She is the worst. Jailed. She
doesn't deserve jail. Jail is too good for her. Like, no.
Absolutely.
She's the worst. And like, yeah, honestly, I also think that like, I really respect Dumundi for for showing that trauma. I do think they probably should have had a trigger warning before that episode with the flashback with his stepdad. I do think there should have been a trigger warning, but I think that it was important to like show his trauma and show that like this does happen to real people. Like this does happen to real kids. Like these are real scenarios, right? Like this is a real thing. And this is really like, this is how badly it can fuck people up. And like, is like a miracle that he's as functioning as he is. I mean, honestly. Yeah. Like, and
he's a perfect human.
That's my only beef is I do think a few of these episodes probably should have come with trigger warnings. Yeah. But I do, like, a lot of times when we get trauma, especially in Thai BLs, it's almost like they don't really care about the trauma side of it. They're just throwing it in there to have it as, like, a plot point to explain away bad behavior to this or that. But in this case, they, like, I do think, I thought it was, like, a good way to do it if they were going to do it, if it had to be involved. Yeah. Although, yes, I think there should have been a trigger warning or two.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
When we got that first revelation of his stepdad, like, attacking him, I just was like, are we for real?
And then his mom and the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh my God, the bathroom.
The fact that this child couldn't murder people with his mind like Carrie is.
And then the boss. And then the boss decides to lock him in the room.
Ooh, I was so mad at that boss. I was
Thank God there was a security camera. Here's the thing I loved the most about all of the trauma that had to go
and
through.
His ex-boyfriend
tried to rape him
in the car.
It was absolutely terrible. It was
oh my God, horrifying.
I mean, no wonder this man was like, men are trash. Like, also, honestly. And then you have King, whose character is just like banging all the men's, and he's just like men. So it's it makes sense.
It was insane.
It made sense.
But here's the thing: the best part of like King and Ua getting together was that when Ua finally was comfortable enough with King to tell him about everything that he had gone through, King was like, "Thank you for telling me. I love you. But I want to do something about this." He was like, I don't feel like, after he let some time pass, right? Because I think it's the next day that he's like, I don't feel comfortable. I want to do something. Yeah. And he asks Ia's permission.
Yeah.
And that moment I was like, oh my God.
I like that he asked Ia's permission because he didn't just go vigilante, because especially that should be the victim's choice.
Yeah.
And so he did leave it. He was like, and then he does. He gets everyone thrown in jail. He gets everyone fired. He makes Park start doing his job.
Yep.
He literally fixes every problem in his man's life. And we're here for it. I live for it.
I think this is by far my favorite trope in all of BL is the fuckboy going so soft for the man he loves. That trope will never get old. Mm-hmm. And King wasn't really linear in his journey to becoming the perfect boyfriend. You know, he had his moments where he was like, I'm going to go on this blind date even though I shouldn't.
I mean, that was his only con, in my opinion.
But also, here's the thing. They weren't boyfriends.
No.
Number one, they weren't exclusively dating each other. They were best friends.
Right.
Number two, he was doing it on a family obligation. Yes. And, the more, Thai friends that I make, and the more that I just am experiencing especially Thai culture, the more I understand that familial pressure. He really didn't have a choice, and it didn't mean anything. And I don't think he did a bad thing. Was it frustrating? But but he was always really transparent with everyone.
That's what I was gonna, but I also give him a pass, because he always went up and talked to Ua and was like, "Are you okay with this?"
He never did.
I feel like if he would have been like, "No, this is gonna hurt me to the core," he probably would have been like, "No, absolutely not. I'm not doing it." Because every time he kept going. And then when Jade kind of brought it up, like, "Oh, my mom talked to your mom, and oh, you're going on a second," he was like, "Stop," because then we get that fast forward where it's like the parents are sitting up like him, King and the girl, and they're both like, "Absolutely not. We want to be with people we love." So I feel like when they met on that date, they're probably like, "Yeah, I'm in love with someone else." "Oh, me too." It's like the parents, you know?
Yeah. Well, and so not only did he ask if he was okay with it every time, also he was really transparent with everyone. He was like, "I'm going on this blind date because my mom is making me." And then after the blind date, he came in the office and talked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I went on the blind date. It was fine. It meant nothing.
Yes,
I did it to appease my mom." So like, he wasn't hiding it. He wasn't like, I actually think he did all that shit on the up and up.
I do too. I think it was just the fact that he went on it, but he like.
But again, like,
you have that mom, like
they weren't boyfriends. He asked his permission. He was really transparent about the fact that he was going, but it didn't mean anything to him.
Right, and he can't make say like, "No, I like you.
Please don't do that."
Yeah, please don't do that.
No. It is what it is. But I think King was perfection.
I loved King.
Well, they were both. That's what's amazing about this series.
Okay, wait. Actually, King does have one con.
What con? What?
What's con?
King. My sweet. No, okay, listen. I would never king shame.
Yes.
I don't understand the appeal on a person. I just don't understand
I know
the appeal of wanting to do it with a cat. I don't.
I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I know in gay culture, this is so weird, but I know they do like gay people. Like I know dogs. I know the
dog mask situation.
The dog.
Yes,
I never. Did you know this? Yeah. Gay men like they have this.
Not specifically gay men, but like they
pups. And there's like masks.
Yeah, they did this in the Warp Effect. Sing's character.
I honestly did not understand the cat thing either. But was beyond hot in that
I mean, he was very cute. My concern...
I was like, oh my god, this man is beautiful and freaking cat ears.
My
what
concern was that we were licking the cat collar, and I was like, there's no way that's like sanitary.
I mean, shout out, why are you? Like,
yes, it was. I suppose it was a wire.
Here's the thing.
I love
the same thing I love about like the GMMTV through line, where you're like, this is a GMMTV show.
Right.
I love that we're getting a Mandy Work Dumundi like through line of like this feels like a Dumundi show.
The stupid dog tag. Listen. I have said if you've been watching since season 1 of this podcast, you know that Why Are You? I have full PTSD from just everything about Why Are You. Yes. I had, I think trauma blocked that whole dog tag thing out of my brain until literally this moment. And I'm going to go cry about it later.
You trauma block it, I just relive it. I'm not mad at the dog tag situation.
Listen,
I'm not mad about the cat collar.
Okay, it's something about Saint's eyes, the way that when Saint, in Why Are You, the way that Saint, switches to, it's banging time. It just really triggers me. I don't know why.
Speaking of these boys, I am loving the power bottom vibes we're getting with this. No more power tops. I love a power bottom. I like that these boys that are the bottoms are just taking charge and running these boys.
I do feel like King gave complete control to the situation.
Which is amazing because he knows stuff going on in his past. He doesn't know exactly everything till later in the series.
Right.
But the fact that he's like, you know what? We all know he was in love with him. So he's like, I'm gonna give you full control.
Yeah. That scene where King realizes a lot of Ua's triggers. And he immediately is like, I will never do that thing to you again.
Oh my God. It was simple because that's a simple, come kiss you on the neck or breathe on your neck. It's something
how would you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't. And then as soon as he found out, I'll never do that. I was like, you are perfect.
The way that King looks at Ua as though he's a cherub angel that sits on a throne.
He is a cherub angel that sits on a throne. So I don't know.
King's eyes just watering and looking at him he's just absolute perfection. Net played that character no one else could have.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk some side characters, even though there's so much more we could talk for days.
Yes.
So, okay.
Let's start with We get a Park in this.
I think we should start with Park.
Yes,
so, Park.
No Poppy.
I'll let you guys
I feel
stop on that.
like
Start on that one.
couldn't. I feel like this character couldn't be played by Poppy.
No.
Because
absolutely not.
he was like the worst, and like Poppy could never. Even in Love Mechanics, Poppy was like perfect, and I wasn't even mad. Like I couldn't even be mad at him.
Yeah.
Did we get a Parker Poppy brother in Why Are You? Is Poppy in Why Are You?
I don't remember him in that one.
I don't know.
Hold on.
There's a lot of Jumundi boys in Why Are You, but I can't remember.
Yes. Because that's the first place I saw Poppy. He's in the little group of friends, the ones that are like filming Tommy Jimmy.
Wait, is he the one that tries to hit on Nat?
No, he hits on the girl who's like filming everything. Oh my gosh, she's a really popular girl. I can't remember her name right now. Oh my god, she's so popular.
Wait, is Goy in this?
Yes, it's Goy.
Okay.
He hits on Goy.
That's right.
Yes, no. So Poppy hits on Goy and Why Are You? Poppy's in the little friend group. Why Are You is where I first saw Poppy and decided I liked him.
The director of Why Are You directed Bedfriend.
Oh,
Fun fact.
cute. That is fun. I like that.
I do. Now the cat color licking comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
The connection is there.
Well, and it's funny because in Why Are You, it was dog tags.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, so we're going to switch to
cat
Yes,
tags.
Poppy plays Junior in Why Are You?
Yes. I told you. That's the first place I saw him. First time I liked him.
Yeah, Basuda character.
Park is also in Why Are You?
Oh, yeah, he is.
Is he the one that hits on Nat? One of them hits on Nat in the locker room. It's cut
not
scene.
Poppy.
I'll have to go back and watch
I guess we'll
it.
have to rewatch.
Anyways.
I mean, Max was also in Why Are You? So are you sure it's not Max? Are you sure this wasn't the emergence of Max Nat?
It was the emergence, but Max is the one who saves Nat from this person that's trying to hit on him. Yes. Because, there's like a really crazy like hookup scene between Max and Nat that happens at the very, that I think maybe got cut. And anyways.
Rewatch, it's okay. We'll rewatch.
I will not be rewatching Why Are You? I'm still triggered.
Okay, Park. Yes, Park played this perfectly.
Park played this perfectly.
Yes.
And I love that he really like found his way in the end after he got like kicked on his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Park was hilarious in this role.
Oh, he was.
Okay, Gun. I'm obsessed with Gun.
Okay,
yes.
Obsessed. I wanted more of Gun. I'm sad.
Yes.
I low-key wanted like a fling with Jade kind of, but then I realized what Jade had in store with, with the upcoming series.
Middleman.
Yes.
So I was like, okay. But then I thought of it. I was like, they could, the other guy at the very end that was in love, like, it confesses love.
The mini love triangle with
Yes.
Aya.
I was like,
cute.
why didn't they match him up? Like, I just need to match
I don't know. I'm waiting for, so the boy's name is Thomas.
Yes.
And I will wait because Gun was perfect and adorable and 10 out of 10 and I have no notes for him. And he was amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved him and he was so cute and he was really funny.
This is the first thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
Oh, he did great.
And he's going to be paired with Tommy in
Punk Spy.
In
Punk Spy, which I'm so excited for Punk Spy.
We get Tommy. That'll be fun. Tommy Thomas?
Yeah.
Unclear.
So do we think that this is supposed to be a new like long-term ship or I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I am obsessed with Thomas and I will wait because I love him now. Like Gun killed it.
Yeah. Amazing.
Okay. Last but not least.
Jade.
Jade.
Best for last.
Yes.
Yes, we saved the best for last.
Yim is perfect.
The definition of bestie is literally Jade.
Okay, can we talk about, the whole time
from beginning to end.
He's adorable and he's just like so like ditzy, I guess, I think is the right word for him. But I love how he knows his limits, right? So when Aya's ex-boyfriend is like physically assaulting him in the garage and Jade like runs and gets the security guard, right? He's like, I'm not gonna try and like actually get involved here.
No.
But he's like, I need to save my friend. And then in episode 10, when he goes with King to look at their rings
and
going through it,
I was like, if my husband invited you guys to pick out rings and you didn't cry, we're not best friends. He literally set the standards.
Yeah.
So
he's like crying.
Here's the question that I have though. I want to know King and Jade's friendship.
Because they were friends first. Because
they were men in college, right?
Because Aya and King talk about how, I can't remember if it's King or Aya, but one of them is like, well, we're both friends with Jade from college.
Right.
And that's how we know each other.
I thought it was King and Jade, and then that's what they were friends in college, and that's how we met it.
Friends, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know because I remember at the bar.
Yeah.
Remember the bar scene? He was like,
Yes.
I said, I'm waiting for Jade. And he was like,
I'm
Did that
just saying, like, I wish we had gotten flashbacks in this show.
Yeah.
I'm really bummed that we didn't get to see, like, the origin story of these
Yeah.
friendships. Maybe we'll get them in Middleman's Love.
That would be fun.
Because, okay, also, I'm so bummed we didn't film this. We were watching the finale today.
Yeah.
And we're watching the whole, like, he starts to throw the bouquet, and we're like, okay, we all know who's going to catch this.
Yeah.
And before, we're like, okay, so Jade's going to catch it, and we're going to be like, and in walks Tudor.
Oh my
and
God, we did
literally
say
it
that.
happened.
We were like, we clearly watch a lot of BL. If we all know that
Yes.
we're going to have it, we
And Tudor
predicted
is
that.
perfect. Like, I saw Tudor's face, and I was like, oh my God.
He's
I'm so
gorgeous.
excited.
Do you two
Tudor
trainees?
game.
And then Jade's like,
Yes, we do.
Come on in.
This is a fun dynamic.
Yeah.
One that I really love in the fact that we're getting an employee and an intern and not a boss, and an intern.
Yeah.
Like, Lord have
Because you know how I
mercy.
feel about power dynamics.
Yes. I
Yes.
don't love it either.
I'm not mad at them.
Oh
I
my
wish
God.
I
I
had a
know
hot
that's the
boss.
question that I've seen a lot on Twitter. People being like,
It's different if the boss is taking advantage, but if it's like a mutual thing.
no.
Well, no, because there's still. I'm very interested in power dynamics in general, and I was watching a video about power dynamics,
Mhm.
and like there are different levels. I'll tell you what the whole conversation we had about this later. It's not fit for print.
Oh my
But,
God. I remember this conversation.
Not fit for print.
BRB, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
There, like, everyone has multiple layers of power dynamics.
Mhm.
There's not just the basic, like, okay, boss and employee. So, like, there is, like, boss and intern, but if the intern is, like, the son of the boss's boss, of, like, the CEO, that then adds a different power dynamic to it. And so,
Okay.
like, there are everybody in relationships have different layers of power dynamics that can, like, even though everybody holds
Adjust.
power in different ways, it can bring you from, like, this to this, for
Okay.
example, or it can even bring you from what could look like this to this,
Okay.
depending on the different layers of power dynamics. So I don't think that it's
Interesting.
always all bad to
Mhm.
have, like, a boss and an intern, or but like, it really depends. Like,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
very situational.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can't wait for Middleman.
Oh,
but
I need
yes,
that
I'm so
Jade-
excited about Middleman.
I love that Jade feels like he knows what's going on, but he stays ignorant until someone tells him what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's a good best friend of like, I'm here for you.
Actually, that's a good point that you said earlier about, like, I wonder if King and Jade are high school friends. I bet they're childhood friends, because he's like, well, your mom was telling my mom.
You know what?
That
You're
keeps
right. That
being
would
the
make
connection.
so much sense. Yeah.
The connection keeps being their mom.
Their
Yes.
parents.
Yeah.
He's like, well, your mom was on the phone with my mom, and she said blah, blah, blah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I bet they're childhood friends.
Yes.
Yes. That would make so much sense.
We've talked about this before. The idea that there's some shows that people are like, well, if you read the book, you would know what's
I
happening.
would read
or like,
this book.
This is one show that of like very few shows where I'm like, I want to know more about these characters
Yes.
and more about this story, and I would read this book.
Yeah, I would read this book. This is up there for me. Like, I would immediately read it. I would read You're My Sky, Jude My Katangpa.
Yes.
I am thinking about reading Never Let Me Go.
I love
I
that.
have a
Okay.
problem.
I don't know if they're I'm
It's okay though. We all do.
I feel like there are probably English translations for Bedfriend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The readers are thirsty. But I don't think there's English translations for Never Let Me Go. And there's definitely not
There's not for You're My Sky, sadly.
Yeah.
I check every now and then just to see if, like, it got one.
Like updated or anything.
There is more push for translations of things. And so
I mean,
potentially
translating a
it'll-
novel is a big undertaking,
Oh my
though. Like, that's a
gosh.
whole, like...
You know what we always say we hate, but this one actually I enjoyed? Time jumps.
I didn't mind
I didn't mind these time jumps.
I didn't
and
mind
we
this
always
time
remember
jump.
we've always talked about how much we hate it, but these ones were like nicely spaced out, and they kind of give you, when they did the time jump, a little thing, and then boom, another time.
I didn't mind this time
It
jump.
was so good because, especially because the last time jump led to a freaking proposal. I was
Yeah, the
like
shows
it.
are getting better about the way they're doing time jumps.
Yeah.
I think they're realizing they need to do them in a better fashion. They can't just use them to move the storyline, because, like, the time jump in Our Sky 2 was really good. Like, it was really well done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's why I was like, they did a good time jump with the end of this. I wish they would have gave us that like context with like college and stuff, like how they filmed the
Flashbacks.
film.
I
And
wanted
then boom, just a little
flashbacks.
more,
Yeah.
and then time jump to like
You know what we didn't realize, speaking of like time jumps and where the timeline of things will be, we were talking about where do we think Middleman is going to fall.
Well, we know.
Right.
And now we know that they're going to be engaged.
They'll be engaged. Yeah.
So that's why I'm seeing. I think they'll definitely be in that series, but just like the besties, like it goes from like to the side characters. That's why I'm praying Gunn gets a side little thing.
I know. Do we think Tommy will make an appearance in Middleman's? I mean, that might be awkward. I don't know. I don't think it would be weird because like
Tommy's cool.
that was like a choice, right? It's not like they got bumped from this production. It wasn't
Tommy's choice though.
Well, we don't know that necessarily. I'm just saying we don't really know what's going on.
We know nothing.
All we know is that it was a situation that happened that like nobody can be mad at anybody else about, right? Sure. And so like I don't know that it would be weird to have Tommy show. Actually, it might be cute to like Tommy still gets to be in his show,
right? Or like introduce him for the next
and establish.
Imagine that's their plan at the end of Middleman. Now they have the gun and my God,
Tommy and Thomas.
I would be so here.
Yeah, that actually I think would be really cute. I think I would like for Tommy to still be like in his show. I think I would like that. I think I want that. Yeah.
I think we need that.
Yeah. Okay, Monday, if you're listening.
Okay, guys, would you rewatch this show?
I'm gonna rewatch it after this.
I rewatched every episode, waiting for the next episode.
That's how I was when I watched Jumai Sky Jumai Katangpa.
Yeah,
I would like rewatch it while I was watching it. Like,
well, yeah, I'm definitely rewatching it. Come to the fact I was talking on the phone with Ayla on Monday, and she's like, "Watch this so we could do this series when you come visit." Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go when I go home tomorrow. I'm rewatching it just in a row.
You should also rewatch the Net James content that they did leading up to this show because there's a Net James episode where
are they reacting to this?
Yeah, they do. They do.
But she's talking about they just like made content
from like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
where Net shows James around his family's compound because they're a full king situation where like Net's family is like pretty wealthy.
Okay,
and so he has this like full compound where his whole family lives.
But that's pretty common. So like for example, like Tay's family wasn't wealthy, but they do have like.
I mean, do you think that compound came from Tay's money though?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, their whole family lives up in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, in Chiang Mai.
And apparently all of GMMTV has gone there at one point in their life. Like, Gunn lived there for weeks.
Oh, now I'm sad. I don't want to talk about Tay's family. I'm really sad. Okay, we need to not talk about this anymore.
Well, we'll talk about how we are one day going to have our own
compound in Thailand.
We already decided this.
I know so many people have been like, you should do Let's Talk BL Thailand tours. We're just going to open a Let's Talk BL compound.
We'll open a hostel.
Yeah. Oh my God, I kind of love that idea.
The BL hostel.
Oh, a BL hostel.
Every night you do a showing of a BL.
Yeah. Every room is themed to a show.
Oh my God, it's actually amazing. Please, okay, you need to like, what so people can steal ideas? What is that? Get it?
Oh yeah, copyright
that.
This is my intellectual property.
You need to sign, seal, deliver that. No one can have that. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I have nothing else to say.
Bad Friends is amazing. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Nintendo notes.
Do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Hey, it's Robbie on TikTok. And then I don't know my Instagram. Or
hey, it's Robbie.
With E
on IG.
Oh my God.
This is like besties. Because she even knows mine over me.
Because she's had to put it on so many graphics.
Oh my God.
Speaking of, I feel like this is the perfect time.
This is the perfect time.
Of putting things on graphics. If you have been following along, there have been 2 iterations of BL Besties. The first iteration was for You Are My Sky, Jude My Katamba! And the second iteration was for the one, the only, Big Dragon.
You said it! I love
Big Dragon.
Oh my God.
The one, the only Big Dragon. And we're so excited to announce that there is now going to be a 3rd iteration of BL Besties.
I mean, we're coming back full circle.
Coming back because it will begin on April 29th for La Pluie, the series. Sia and friend of the podcast title. And, I mean, they're all friends of the podcast now.
Speaking of, on Wednesday.
This coming Wednesday, watch that La Pluie interview so that you're prepped for BL Besties.
Yes.
It's going to be a good time. We may switch things up. It likely will not be IG Lives.
Yes.
But we will announce everything on IG. And IG and like things will come back to IG. We're gonna mix things up this time around. So
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Stay tuned for all the LaPlui hype.
Go check out all of the Big Dragon BL Besties IG lives they're all saved to the Let's Talk BL page.
And Moss fully tells us that we're getting a season 2, which I think is now
turned into a movie. It's turned into a movie. He didn't lie to us. They already filmed it.
Nobody believed him.
Yeah, none of us. Well, no, we all believed him on the season 2 thing. We were like, he spoiled it. Yeah. Nobody believed that he spoiled God. And then it turns out that they did spoil God because they felt bad. Yeah. I think me being like, no, I really want to know. No. They were like, okay, let's tell her. Like, is she gonna be okay?
Are we gonna get in trouble for this? But oh well, we're just gonna say it. They said it.
Good They're time. Like, we're in charge of our company now.
Yeah. It's true.
It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be chaotic. You never know who will make an appearance on BL Besties. So stay tuned.
Yeah. This has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.
Hi.